more people getting high and getting behind the wheel, sometimes with deadly results.
Police have few tools to crack down on offenders.
Abbott told investigators he last had a joint just 3 hours before the crash.
Drugs double the chance of accidents, a deadly combination.
Cadence Boyer, just 7 years old, would not survive.
Cannabis is a strong psychotropic drug. In addition to the euphoric effects that are highly desirable and why the drug is used, it does impair one's normal faculties. So cannabis is a drug that's associated oftentimes with crashes that result in injuries and deaths.
In addition to that, we're seeing the public perception of the use of marijuana and recreational use of marijuana being accepted by our society almost to the point where use of marijuana is as high as the use of alcohol in our society. With the increased use of marijuana has come the increased amount of marijuana-impaired driving on our roads. Law enforcement has also become very frustrated at the lack of tools they have to enforce marijuana-impaired driving.
So post-crash, the only option is to collect a blood sample. The drug metabolizes so quickly from the bloodstream that it may not be detectable 2 or 3 or 4 hours later. And the results of blood tests take weeks to return a final report. So the focus of our work is instant reading of drug presence.
Our device collects evidence of recent use of THC within the 2 hours preceding the time of driving, so it speaks to impairment at the time of the test. It's a scientific tool that can be used in the courts as evidence and will support charges and charge approval and the likelihood of conviction in the courts.
It would be similar to breathalyzers for alcohol, would give law enforcement the ability to detect marijuana use. Professor Yost is working with a company. The company is called Cannabix to develop this new device. He was actually part of the development of the alcohol breathalyzer decades ago.
Mass spectrometry is the method of choice for forensic analysis. Indeed, if you watch any TV show that starts with the letters CSI, in every episode they'll say the word mass spectrometry.
Basically, mass spectrometry is a way of basically determining what molecules are. With marijuana, when people smoke, the THC, which is the active component, goes into the lungs. The lung basically acts as a big area of storage for that. And so we know that THC has a specific signature, and only that signature. And so when people breathe out, we can actually detect it and determine exactly that it's THC and nothing else. And we can detect that in real time.
Unfortunately, mass spectrometers are too big to put in a police car, too expensive to put in a police car, and most policemen don't have a PhD to run a mass spectrometer.
So the technology that we're putting together is to basically take a large device, which is about 6 feet high, and miniaturize it into something that's handheld.
With this device, the test can be used at the scene. It could be used at checkpoints. It could also be used in the station. So it has multiple modes of use because it's portable. So there's an immediate, nearly instantaneous result that can facilitate the investigation.
So that law enforcement have already used something similar for alcohol, so there's no new learning process for them. And so with it, if they're concerned that somebody has had recent THC use, they can detect it right away.
This device is a game changer. It will change the paradigm that's currently used in the investigation of crashes.
Currently, law enforcement submits charges for marijuana impairment solely based on an opinion of an officer. Our system would provide scientific evidence to support an officer's opinion, thus result in likelihood of conviction in the courts.
But more importantly is the fact that, we want to keep our roads safe. Like, we know what the problems with alcohol were 20, 30, 40 years ago. We're entering a new era now where marijuana is going to be in the same level. And so, we all have children, we have families, and we want to make sure that the roads are safe for everybody. And if this is something that, is used to deter people from drugging and driving, then that's why we want to develop it.
We have the patents, we have the experts, and we aim to be first.